Unit 11. Listening Text.
My name's Jane Eyre, and this is the story of my life. In 1818, when I was 2 years old, my parents died. I went to Gateshead Hall to live with Mr. Reed, who was my mother's brother. Unfortunately, Mr. Reed died some years later, but I continued to live there with his wife and children, Eliza, John, and Georgina. The 3 children disliked me. They said that I wasn't as good as them because I had come from a poorer family. One afternoon, when I was 9 years old, I was reading quietly in a room at the back of the house. It was winter, and I had read that in that room every day for weeks. My cousin John hadn't known I was there, so when he saw me, he started to shout at me. "You have no right to read our books in the room," he said. "You have no money, and we have to feed and clothe you. Don't touch our books." Then he pushed the book out of my hand. I shouted at him and tried to get the book back. At that moment, Mrs. Reed came into the room. "You naughty girl, Jane," she said, and told one of the servants to look me in a room upstairs. So I was put into the room, the door was locked, and I was left alone. The room was cold, large, and silent. Although the room had furniture in it, it was hardly ever used. My uncle, Mr. Reed, had died in this room. What a kind man he had been when I first moved there. But his wife was just the opposite. She had disliked me from the day that I arrived at Gateshead Hall and had always made me miserable.